and Grind Radio family tuning in Wednesday night. You already know what it is. Puerto Rican Creative, you create, I design, and I have the pleasure of being your host today with my co-host.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Thought Boy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot artist, bro.
And we're here with a special guest today. You know, pretty girl Bree. No introduction needed. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hey guys, I'm Bree. You can find me on Instagram at prettygirl_Bree_.
You already know what it is. And how are you today, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course.
We turned you. We always turned to him.
Always. It's always a pleasure, man. And I'm so blessed to have you today. So what is it that you do for the audience that don't know?
So I model. I'm an actress, I'm an aspiring makeup artist, and I'm also a business owner. I currently have two businesses, Bree's Boutique and the Pajama Factory, where I sell clothes, shoes,
I'm gonna have to tune in with my PJs, cause you know what?
That's a lot of
hats. Matching set. Okay, what
hats.
materials are we talking? Are we talking like silk? Are we talking like cotton? Are we talking like polyester?
We have silk, cotton, polyester, whatever you want.
All of it. And then you customize designs too, right?
So I don't customize designs.
Okay.
I do purchase from a vendor. I'm a boutique, so I'll have like a third party thing going on. But I definitely have the different styles and things for you, different material and things. I have my website as well, so I'm gonna give that to you so you can check out the different styles.
After this, you already know. You already know. Okay, no, for sure. And then what do you do as far as modeling?
So as far as modeling, I've currently been modeling for 2 years now. I'm currently doing runway and print. I'm currently working on my portfolio because eventually I want to take it like serious and full time, and I want to start submitting myself to agencies. So currently right now, that's kind of like what I'm doing, just building my portfolio up and things like that, connecting and networking and going out to different one-way shows and just getting my practice and everything.
Okay. And how long have you been like pursuing modeling, and how long have you also been doing your boutique?
So I have Bree's Boutique and the Pajama Factory for about 3 years now. Business is pretty good. I'm grateful for the different
And you said you're how old?
I'm 23 years old.
Oh, okay. So
she got that many heads. Y'all gotta clap it up for this young female, right? This young black female. That is a different trait to have right here. This is like a role model to have for real.
Thank you. Business is pretty good. I love the different customers and the different people that I get to meet. I love like when they're excited about their orders and things like that. And as far as like modeling, I've been modeling for about 2 years now, and I'm just want to grow and just meet different people and do different things, so I just can expand myself.
Okay, and like, what's the wildest design you've had come out your boutique, you would say? Like the most memorable design, not the wildest, let me say that.
So the most memorable designs that I feel like I would have come out of my boutique was, for example, I recently, shout out to Sunflower Cabana, but I was recently in the Passion in Paradise fashion show where I got a chance to showcase some of my designs from my boutique. And I had like different like summer themed designs and stuff like that. So I felt like that was like pretty cool to showcase because I felt like it showed like different versatilities as far as pieces and people and their styles and things like that. So I felt like that was really cool to like showcase and let me express myself by doing so.
Fire.
What age did you like notice you had an eye for like fashion?
So I would actually say around 15, I decided that I had like an eye for fashion. Shout out to my mom because she originally got me into like modeling.
Always shout out the OG.
I swear it's always the OG, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Model Esteem as well because it all started with her. Like I joined her boot camps and her classes and things, and it all led into like a fashion show at the end of like the 3 months that we had with her, and it was just so cool to like the designing and the makeup and the runway, just like the whole aspect of it. I decided, I was like, yes, this is something I could see myself doing for a long time. Like this is something that I know I like to do. So it was like set in stone for me after that.
Okay, and how long have you been doing the modeling?
So for about 2 years now. I actually was doing it around when I was 14 in high school, but I took a break because I kind of wanted to like focus on my studies in high school and things like that. But when I graduated, I was like, okay, let me go full throttle now. So I'll say about 2 years, and it's been really fun so far.
And what are the most memorable moments in like your modeling career so far in the last 2 years?
So far, memorable moments for me would be one, I participated in New York Fashion Week before. That was cool for me because for one, that was my first time like on a plane ever. I was terrified, but
Love that.
that alone, like because I knew that I had a fashion show, it encouraged me to get on that plane and go and follow my dreams and stuff. I was also recently featured in a magazine. Shout out to Black Queens Magazine. They featured me as well. And just like the photo shoots and the runway shoots, shows that I do, I feel like everything I do is really memorable. It's fun. Just everything.
Most definitely for the children, like
Yes.
for the kids that want to hold as many hats as you. Tell them what that's like. Tell them like that, like how hard it is to hold that many hats. Like,
So I would say for people that want to do like different types of things, for the kids that want to do like many different things, I would say stay focused, make a plan, keep yourself organized, figure out what you want to do, when do you want to do it, how do you want to do it, properly plan and execute. My favorite thing is the 5 P's. I love that. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, so make sure you always have that in mind when you do anything. And just don't stay encouraged, don't stay discouraged. Just always keep your head in the game. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help if you need help with anything. And don't ever be afraid to make connections. If you see someone else doing something that you know you want to do, don't be afraid to reach out. It's never, you can elevate yourself beyond yourself, you know, connect with other people. Like that, and because that's how we grow as a community and beyond ourselves, you know, just with one another, you know.
most definitely.
And honestly, like, no, definitely felt that on that. In the modeling industry, what are like some hardships that you've come across that you've like kept that mindset in, that you've like overcame and you were like, okay, this is the outcome that it came to because I kept my head in the game instead of like, you know, being discouraged or like encouraged by the situation. Like, what was like a situation that it was like you could have went left or right, but because you kept your head in the game the way you wanted to, it like panned out in a better aspect.
Yes, definitely. So, for example, especially with like modeling, so for example, we can just say going to different model castings. It's hundreds of different models that goes out to these different castings, and you never know what the designer may pick based on their liking or whatever the situation may be. Sometimes you may not get the role. It may not be necessarily something specific to you. Maybe it's something that the designer is looking for at the moment in terms of like height, size, or whatever it is. But doing something like this, you have to have tough skin. They always say that you're going to get a million no's before you get that one yes. So I just feel like you just have to have that tough skin and know within yourself that you can do it, stay determined, and practice. When I first started, I walked like I had 2 left feet, but shout out to Royal Flush Productions. They helped me a lot with runway classes. Shout out to Angelique, shout out to Ivy. There's a lot of different people that help me with my runway walk and just things like that. That's something that you have to do with this, to stay persistent, because especially there's so many different people that does this as well. You know, if you basically got to get out there, put yourself out there, just do the work.
Okay, and besides like modeling in your boutique, what else like do you do like on your spare time? Like, what is it that like life of a model or life of an entrepreneur takes? Because everybody has their own take on it, right?
Yes.
So like, what does like your everyday look like in order to go ahead and continue on with your business and like continue on with the aspects of your dream and like the direction that you want to head in?
So different things with me and like the different aspects. It's kind of like hectic. Like some days, I would probably focus more on like, okay, what am I doing for this particular pajamas factory today? Are we shipping out items? Are we picking up items? Are we deciding like what we're going to get in terms of like meeting up with new arrivals? In terms of like, or maybe I want to switch off because I like to do makeup, and I would like to be a makeup artist. So sometimes I might switch off from my brand and I might gravitate towards that and like, okay, well, let me look on YouTube and let me look at videos on like how to do my makeup, or let me find one person or two and let me see if they want to be my makeup model or things like that. So it goes back to what I was saying about organize yourself and pace yourself. Like you just have to plan your days out and everything that you're going to do. So I feel like that goes hand in hand as well. well. And sometimes with like the modeling, even with like that, sometimes I might have a print day where I'll just do strictly photo shoots. We're not thinking about runway.
Right.
Or like some days it'll be like runway, we're not thinking about print. So it's just like pace yourself and just different things like that. And it'll get easier as you go by, as you like learn it.
And categorizing it, right?
Yes.
So it's all about like organization, which we previously talked about on our previous episodes. You know, it's about the organization, the mindset that you have. Waking up every day with like intention. You know, like having a set goal for that day, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think it goes across the boards with all platforms, right? Like even as an artist, like as a music artist, I feel like you can attest to that too, right?
That most definitely play a big part. It's like it's taking the steps first and understanding what you got to do and putting it in place, and then after that, you know the factors in of losing and winning, so you know what could be happening and what possible like problems that could be in the way, but you know just keep it steady forward because you have a preparation for it.
Right, right. You have a plan for it. Well, you have it written down. What does that say? Like if you have it at least written down, it's like 50% more likely to happen or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because you like plan that out, you organize it, you know, you have like some type of like mindset behind it to make it happen at least enough with intention to write it down at least, you know, so. For sure. Like, and like, what would you say to like the people that are aspiring to be in this industry the most in terms of like entrepreneurship, owning their own business, having their own LLC and stuff like that, and having their own domain name and stuff like that? Like, what is like your biggest like takeaway from having your own?
I would definitely say like any advice that I can give so far with everything that I'm doing is stay consistent. I have tough skin while doing this because some
like you
days
said before,
like some days you might not get a sale, or maybe some days sales will be slow, but that shouldn't discourage you to say, hey, maybe I don't want to do this anymore, or maybe this is not for me. You always have to stay consistent and find a creative way to probably bring your business back to light and things, because as entrepreneurs, we always have to come up with new ideas of like, okay, how are we going to promote our stuff? How are we going to sell our stuff? How are we going to put our stuff out there to the public where it'll gravitate towards them to make them want to purchase and buy and things like that. So it's just always different things that you always just got to be on top of. And once again, plan, organize, know what you want to do, know what you don't want to do, so you have a good idea of what you're getting into.
Most definitely.
And know like the differences, like what type of businesses you want to do or what type of businesses you don't want to do. In terms of like, when you start entrepreneurship, it'll definitely help you like with money wise. It'll help you like, how can I explain this? It helps me financially wise because it helps me like save money, or like if I made a lot of money, I can say, okay.
Plan for it. You already see it out.
Yes,
you write it out. You're like, oh, I've already like, okay. So you budget.
Yes, definitely. It's like, it kind of helps you. It's like a plus. On top of you making money, it kind of helps you with like your everyday situations and stuff like that. And it helps you like save money, spend money. You know what you need to do. You know what you don't need to do. Different things like that. So I'll definitely say stay consistent, have a plan, and don't get discouraged. Just keep going no matter what happens. Just always have an idea of what you want to do to always bring your business back to light again. Because some days you will have those days where it's like, oh, I don't know what to do, or maybe I'm not doing this right or something like that, but you definitely can't have that type of mindset, especially in this type of business. You always just gotta put your best foot forward and stay consistent.
Man, and like, look at everybody says that like entrepreneurs and stuff like that people that are about their business, they don't have time for themselves, right? How important is it for you to have time to yourselves and for you to categorize yourself as like as a CEO?
That's big too, because I always feel like I'm working too much onto like, I always feel like I'm not working enough. That's what it is.
Okay.
I'm always.
But you're your own worst critic. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah. It's just crazy. Like when you always feel like you're not working enough, you're not giving yourself time.
Right.
To be about yourself or giving yourself that. So how do you do that? Like.
So like for me, I kind of like. Once again, it's so crazy because how my mind works, I literally schedule and organize everything. So it's kind of like some days I'll take some days to myself. I'm like, okay, this is my days to reset or take time to myself. the stuff that I have to do, I'll probably do it on this day instead. Like, just make a plan to organize myself better. Because I feel like it's definitely important to have, like, days to yourself and days to reset. Because being an entrepreneur, you're dealing with a lot of different personalities and different things like that. And then you're probably overthinking about, like, your brand and everything like that. So some days you need to have days to, like, reset. So I feel like that's very important. So even it's like, if you, for example, if you have a full work week, at least take maybe 3 of those days to just take a second and just say, hey, what am I doing? What can I do to make this better? Just assess everything.
Do yoga, do meditation, do some.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what y'all into. Do it. Do it. Take your mind off of it. Go for a run. Go fishing. I don't know. But take a step back is what she's saying. Because it's always good to like reprocess. Those days to yourself are always good for like reprocessing, you know?
Definitely.
I definitely feel that. I feel like in the industry we have to do that a lot.
Especially with everything that's going on with the different people and how everything is so competitive and everything. You don't want to overexert yourself. So
right.
It's best.
Most definitely, because I feel like most of the time it's more repetitive than just talent. It starts to get like, that's why me as an artist, like it's always blessed to explain from yourself. But me as an artist, I like to take little breaks because it opened different windows for my like different thinking and stuff like that. Because I might have learned something new, or I might have like seen something a different way. So I know it definitely helps you with your your design choice and picks and wisens on how you like want to do things. I definitely know that really helps.
It does.
Absolutely.
100%.
So I know, and with that, I want to go ahead and say I appreciate all the advice that you've given me, because I want to be an entrepreneur. You know, like I'm trying to have my own business get up and running. It's in the works. I ain't finna say too much, but it's in the works, and you know, it's just, you know, something that like I want. That's why I asked so many like in-depth questions today, guys.
She on the way.
You know, I was taking notes mentally. You know, I can't take notes physically, but I'm taking notes mentally, you know. And so I appreciate all the advice that you gave us today. I appreciate you giving us your story today and giving us a little bit of the aspect on the industry and what you've had to go through and what you've taken away from it. Y'all already know what it is. It's Puerto Rican Creative. You create, I design. Here with my co-host,
Stop Boy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot Artist Gang.
And here with our beautiful guest and entrepreneur.
You guys can find me on Instagram at prettygirl_Bree_. My name is Bree. See you guys next time.
And that's it. Urban Grind Radio family, we out.
Hi, my name is Bree, and you're listening to Urban Grind Radio.